This is a test. Ooh, I thought I was going to sing for a minute.
You're hilarious. my phone, of course, is.
We're gonna check in. We're checking to see if anybody chops on. We're checking to make sure our volume is good.
We're good.
We are?
Perfect. Clear as day.
All right, we'll go live here too, and we'll just get started. What do you mean? 3, 2, 1.
Ba-da-ba! Oops.
What's the matter?
I accidentally swiped out of it. What happened?
Well, I can't even see who's all on. So, we already have 2 people. You and somebody else.
I'm gonna mass send it out to.
Okay, so welcome. We are talking about lots of fun stuff today. So as you can see, we have a whole selection of stuff up here, and we did not mic ourselves. We have our trusty microphone.
Oh, I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, I have it so that you can't see it.
But you can't even see it.
No, you can't see it. So that's fantastic. But you can hear me okay on Facebook?
Yep.
Okay, good. So, anyways, today we're going to talk about plush and oddities, because why not, right?
My 2 favorite
they
things.
tie right into each other.
They do.
But how was your weekend?
It was good. I worked a lot, so.
Yeah, because she actually worked for Steve on Sunday,
yeah,
so
I did.
She worked the whole weekend. We cleaned out our storage units.
I seen with the funny hat.
It was nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I made that hat.
I know. I see. It looked great.
It was funny because about 18 years ago, I went to Theater Bazaar.
Does it have a cobra on it?
It does. It has a cobra on
nice.
it. We went to Theater Bazaar, and I was a living statue.
Oh.
And I had a much better body back then. So I had one of those tunic things on. But I had made everything, and my friends who own a spray tanning salon, they did me completely gold.
They bronzed you up.
They did. It was fun. Too bad Theater Bazaar is not around anymore. Did you ever get to go?
No, that's not the same as. It's not downtown, right? It's not the.
It's not at the Russell. It used to be at the. Oh, come on, people! I can't think of where it was.
Wasn't there supposed to be one held last year, but instead of it being held to.
It was at the. They canceled it.
Well, yes, because freaking
somebody else took it.
Stand Up took it and wouldn't give it up.
No, but now they're not doing it anymore.
Oh, that's really crappy.
It's because I wish you could have experienced it.
Yeah, the pictures looked great. I planned on going last year, but couldn't because
So we went all the time. It's Theater Bazaar. Those of you in all these big cities, you know that they have like these huge Halloween bashes in California. It's called the Exotic Erotica.
Yeah.
And it's where San Francisco shuts down pretty much, and everybody is out partying Halloween.
That's
fun. At least it used to be like that. I don't know if it still is. But hi Mom. Hi Gabby. Wow, we're starting to jump. And so that's what this is. This was like Theater Bazaar. So that was the fun stuff. You went down there and you saw really risque costumes, or really, really ornate costumes, stuff like that. But everybody had to wear a mask, so you didn't know who the person was.
Oh, nice.
It was very eyes wide shut.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever see that movie?
Yes, very creepy.
So, you know what? There's other things I'm sure going on. I just wish that we had stuff like that.
Well, at the end of the week, we have something really cool going on.
What?
We're going to be at the Q&A on Friday.
Oh, yes. And then, so we're going to be at a Q&A on Friday, and then we're going to, well, unfortunately, you're not going to make it to the Erebus, but we're going to be at Erebus, which is voted the scariest haunted house in the world, in the country.
Yep.
4 stories, crazy. And if you watch Caffeinated Conversations on Monday, you will see, are we blurry?
Nope.
No? You will see Steve Shipp from Mythos Museum.
Nice.
Because he's coming on the show there. You guys would have seen the show that we did here, the recorded show that I did.
Mm-hmm. Which you can still go back and watch.
Oh, absolutely. But Mythos is across the street, or actually behind. Ooh, look at all these people. Actually, they're people I know. So, but, without further ado, let's talk about what we have here.
Yeah.
So, should I start with the Rushkin, or should we start with, what do you have?
Let's start with the Rushton, and then we'll slowly work backwards in time. And
Okay, then I should start with the Stife.
Yeah, I think that sounds great.
Okay. So we're going to talk about plush first, and as you see, I have, not only do I have, well, some of you can see it, some of you can't. Not only do I have really cool movie grade masks for Halloween, but I have stuffed animals here. And on this side over here, we have Rushton, which I'll get into in a moment. Very rare, very, very rare.
See her?
Yeah.
I'll hold her up so everyone can just.
But I'm going to be talking about the. What I'm going to be talking about here, I'm going to move that over a little bit.
Oh, that's cool.
is I'm going to be talking about Steiff.
I'm like obsessed with her face.
I know, isn't it beautiful?
She's so cute.
So this is a Steiff, and I'm going to hold it closer to you guys. Here, I'm going to come around the counter. Some of you can see me do that. Some of you cannot. Check that out. That's a Steiff bear, right? You see the bear? Ooh, just a little. I wish that you guys didn't
I think
have
it's
that.
just the fluorescentness of the light.
Yeah.
I don't think it's affecting the vision, though. I think it's just a
No.
little bright.
I hope not. You guys can hear us okay, right? Give us hearts. We love it when we see hearts. And thumbs up. Why didn't it do it?
I'm telling you, I think somebody else did it.
Thumbs up. Oh, it worked. Oh.
What does it say?
Reactions are now embedded in iOS 17. Oh.
So now you can still do it.
Thumbs up.
Boom.
Boom. I love it when that happens. So anyways, one of the telltale signs that I'm going to talk to you about with Steiff, gosh, I'm losing my voice today, is the fact that the button in the ear, and I'm going to get to these. You'll see the little button right there in the ear. You see the little button there? You see the little button there? The Steiff button? Oops. Can you see it, Jasmine?
The button?
On the thingy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. So it's right here.
Now you can see it.
Okay, it's right there, that little button. So if there's a hole in his ear because the button has disappeared, that's one thing. But if it has the button in the tag, as you can see on his ear here, and then he's also got his tag hanging here, which this is what you want to find.
Right.
Okay, you want to find those, but you don't always find them.
Right.
Right? So this one, made in Germany. All your Steiffs are made in Germany. Now let me give you a little back history on Steiff, because Steiff is a very collectible.
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
If somebody's out and about looking for that and it's missing the tag and the button, what else can they look for?
The hole where the button went. That's the main thing you want to look for. It's the hole where the button went. Where'd my Steiff paperwork go? Why don't I have all the paperwork I need?
I'm just holding her here just because I
Okay.
think she's cute.
So Steiff is one of the oldest plush animals there is. One of the oldest companies. Also, Steiff created the term teddy bear. And did you know, if you guys can tell me, if somebody on here can tell me, how Steiff came up with teddy bear. Now, Steve, you cannot answer. So how Steiff came up with teddy bear. So Steiff in 1907, let me be clear. Let me be clear with myself, apparently. In 1902, Marguerite's nephew, Richard Steiff, designed a stuffed bear with movable arms and legs that they called Bear 55 PB, like Paul Bunyan, PB. I don't know why that came in my head. The bear was inspired by somebody, and the term teddy bear came from it. So can somebody tell me how we got teddy bear from that?
It was one of those kids named Teddy, and it was Teddy's bear. Oh. Remember you read that?
Do you know who that is?
Of course, but
Okay.
why? Is it because...
Because that's his nickname.
Right.
And
Is it because he was fat?
no, because he... Okay, this person always walked around with a bear. Come on, you guys. There's
He
tons
did?
of people on. Yep, he always had a bear. He didn't walk around with a bear, but he had a bear. He was known for having a bear. And so how did... In 1902, how did the term teddy bear come to be?
I thought you were about to say it. And I
If
was
somebody
like, oh,
can
no.
tell me, that would be great. I will tell you at the end. Maybe there'll be a prize. Maybe it'll just be that you can watch next week's.
Right.
So anyway, so the button on his ear is the telltale sign, right? So I did a little reconnaissance because not only is Steiff the oldest bear, first of all, did you know that Steiff is a woman-owned company
Found that out earlier.
and has been since 1897?
Yeah, it's amazing.
So Marguerite Steiff owned her own business. I found this fantastic because back then women didn't own businesses.
Exactly.
And so in 1897, she owned Steiff Corporation, which was a company that sewed and did stuff like that. So when her nephew Richard had the idea. He was making drawings of bears and stuff like that. He joined her company and created the first teddy bear.
Mm.
But where did teddy bear come from?
No, you weren't supposed to answer.
Steve, you were not supposed to answer. You the one who...
Steve. Oh, your mom actually got it first.
Oh, good.
Yep, your mom got it first.
Teddy Roosevelt. Good. So he was just probably putting more. Christopher Robin. Teddy Roosevelt found an orphan bear.
David, you're 7 minutes
yes.
late.
So that's cool. Thank you for saying that, Steve. I thought you were answering, but my mom got it first.
Yes.
You know, so that's pretty cool. So, but it is a woman's owned, which I thought was really, really cool. And, you know, Caffeinated Conversations is a woman's owned business, and they highlight women's owned business. I wish she was still alive so we could talk to her.
Oh, well, you're hilarious.
So if anybody has any way of getting a hold of ancestors...
David's answer.
What'd he say?
Stewie Griffin.
Stewie Griffin.
Because he always has Rupert.
Yes, but was Stewie Griffin around in 1902?
David. David. Was Stewie around in 1902?
In 1902. He probably was.
I love how he responds to things that I said. I was like, David, you're 7 minutes late. He's like, no, I'm not. I've been on since the jump. He's like, I just haven't said anything.
So, but I think it's pretty cool because if somebody can get me in touch with an ancestor of Marguerite Steiff, that would be great. I know she's in Germany.
I was going to say a little ghost comes out of the corner like, hello.
Isn't that awesome? So Steiff made a bunch of things, not just the teddy bear that they named after Theodore Roosevelt, which, and you know what? That's where teddy bear came from. What?
He's just following up with what you said when you were like, is he around in 1902?
Oh, yeah, you know what? You're absolutely
did
right. He's got the time. No, he's got the machine in his closet.
And he did go see Teddy.
Yes, so actually, very good. But
so
you're still wrong. So, so some of the other things, we've got a few Steiff here. Even this little tiny,
I love him. Donkey.
Guy. Actually, I don't think he's Steiff. Steve, he's just a good one. But like the hand puppet here, check this out. He is a Steiff. He has got his hole where his button would be.
He's very realistic looking.
Yeah. This is a Steiff. You can see here. Isn't he beautiful? So I pulled, and then I'm going to show you a few other little Steiffs here. This is a Steiff as well, the monkey Steiff, and you can see there's a safety pin where his button would be. So this is what you want to look for. You see that where the button would go is right there. You want to look for that hole in his ear, and you can see where it's a manufactured hole and not a rib. It's a perfectly circular hole. Maybe from the back. There you go. That's where the button would be. So if you find that, then you know it's a Steiff. And then, of course, by the material and because Steiffs tend to be better quality. So everything's going to be hand sewn, or it's just going to be a much better quality piece. So, which is pretty cool. Now,
Steiff made the rare felt hen egg basket cover that we had on eBay. Yes, I remember we covered that in the show. And we actually covered that in the show because it is still a form of the sewing and everything that they did. So that the egg cover, because you know, we're one of the only states in the world that actually freezes or refrigerates our eggs. Yeah. This little boy here is a Steiff. So Steiffs come in all types and all forms of animals, and Steiff is still making things today. But let me tell you. Posable? Huh? Posable? Steiff is always posable. Oh. That was what made Steiff so famous, is they had movable arms and legs and heads. So I went through and I wanted to know what the most expensive teddy bears or plush there is. Mm-hmm. And to my astonishment, not really to my astonishment since I've learned, but the top 10 most expensive plushes ever sold were all Steiff. And you looked at them today. I showed you them all today. So, you know, the Steiff Dickie teddy bear from 1930 sold for $53,800. Jesus. $53,000. I want to know whoever got it, how they're going to store it. And then there's Center Seam, which is $54,900. There's teddy bear with hot water bottle that was sewn inside to help keep the kids warm when they were hugging it in the middle of the night when there was no heat.
and that sold for 61,000.
And it was in
1907.
condition, to be totally honest with you.
Yeah, it was. It was losing its fur. Then we have what is this? What's going
on? The run.
Oh. So then we have the anniversary bear, which was 68,000 from 1926. Then we have the Harlequin teddy, which I thought was interesting.
Very cute.
And the Harlequin teddy was a purple and red, like wine color, not red.
Every other side was different. So this was red, this was purple, this was purple, this was red, vice versa.
And they made the prototype in 1925, and that's the one that sold for this amount. And then they brought them back in 99 and 2010, so you can still get the Harlequin.
They made those? I thought they said that they just had it as a prototype.
For the 1925 one.
Gotcha.
And then it sat silent for a while, and nobody touched it till 99.
Oh.
So, and the original 1925 Harlequin sold for $75,000.
Wow.
Then you have the Rod teddy, which has the rod in it, and that sold for $101,000. The Steiff Titanic teddy bear, which blew my mind because it looked very similar to this. I'm going to tell you, it looked but darker.
Dark blue.
It was a dark. Well, I think was it blue?
I think so.
It was dark, but
almost
it looked
like
very
black,
similar.
Brown, maybe.
Yeah, it might have been a dark brown or a black, but it was made in 1912, the year the Titanic sunk. But it was made based on the Steiff that was made personally for one of the passengers on it.
Oh wow.
The little girl on it who passed away during the Titanic. They made the Titanic bear, and that sold for $136,000. Now I'm going to jump to the very last one. That was made in 2000 by Steiff with a collaboration between Steiff and Louis Vuitton. And they made the Steiff Louis Vuitton bear, and it sold for $2.1 million.
Such a whopping number.
2.1 million. We were talking to, and we were wondering how much the outfit versus the bear with.
So $2 million.
So $2 million for the outfit, and then $100,000 for the bear.
Yep, for sure, easily.
Because she was decked out.
Oh yeah, she had the hat, the bag.
It was crazy.
Jewelry, everything.
So remember, when you're out looking around, when you're out shopping, Steiff bears can tend to be very collectible. They are not the most collectible,
but they
are up there, and they do fetch the largest amounts of money.
Scary looking.
Yes. So when you're out and about, what you want to look for is the hole in the ear or the button in the ear that will say Steiff. If he's got his tag with it or his necklace tag like he has, that can give, because those tags and that button can add 50% value
100%.
to this. So if you have a bear or a monkey like this, this is $50 or $40 actually, so 32 here. But if he had his buttons in him, if he had his tags on him, he'd probably be $125.
Right.
Whereas this bear is complete and it's $100.
Yeah, he's cute.
But it's also a newer bear. But if this was from like 1920s, this could be $700 to $1,000.
Especially with the condition he's in as well.
Right, because he's in great condition. I love it.
I like his tag, his hang tag.
Yeah. And finding all those tags in is very difficult. So go ahead, your turn, and then we'll continue on with.
So I know that plush obviously has been around for a while because Steiff and Rushton has been around for quite some time, kind of taking that game over. But you know me, I like to go back even further, and we're going to talk about the absolute first origin of a plush and where that came from. That traces all the way back to ancient Egypt, and they had cloth dolls, so there were really no animals, mostly just people and family members. Those were super popular amongst adults mostly, and children as well. But they used things like bone, glass, rock, stone, sand, wood, and different types of cloth that they could find. They were also often used in religious ceremonies, and throughout they thought that they possessed magical powers, so that's why adults mostly had them as well as kids as well.
Right.
He's so cute.
He's a puppet.
Yeah, he's cute. Very, again, like I said, realistic looking.
I can't fit my hand in it, so. He's a puppet.
I also do have here that the very first plush toy that ever appeared was in Germany during the 14th century. And these toys were made with fabrics like velvet, and they had super stubby haircuts meant from animal wool. And it wasn't until the 16th century that they actually started to resemble animals like Rushton and Steiff, where they actually started making different things other than kids.
So the funny thing is Steiff is a German-made.
Oh, really?
German.
That's amazing. I also do have here, did you talk about Marguerite?
Well, Marguerite formed the Stife Company.
And she had she started that in 1880, but their very first one was an elephant, and it was originally a pincushion, but children wouldn't stop playing with it. Mm-hmm. So she said, "Fine, F it, I'll make a plush that's an elephant."
Then her son, yes, the elephant was the first one, but the bears I don't think the elephant had movable.
No, it didn't, because again, it was supposed to just stand there. It wasn't supposed to be a toy. Yeah.
Right, and so which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Considering the fact that she took one idea meant for something completely different and ended up making a whole lifetime business out of it.
Right. Which I thought was cool.
I do have my first Did You Know?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't write any of those down.
It's cool because I got a bunch to make up for it. So, did you know that no matter who you are, what your age is, where you came from, or what you do for a living, owning at least one plushie can, one, boost your self-esteem and your mood. 2, it improves your sleep at night. 3, it also helps with overall mood stability. And 4, it makes you how to treat things with kindness.
So let me redone this. So the teddy bear was 1906, not 1902. I'm sorry, 1906. It's been women owned since what you said. Richard Stife joined Stife in 1894, but he created the first jointed bear in 1902 and then named it Teddy Bear in 1906.
Oh.
So I just want to get that right. But so that's pretty cool. Do you have something else?
Yeah, I'll do another Did You Know?
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm gonna save it.
Okay. So Rushton. Let's talk about Rushton because we were so excited. We were so excited and beside ourselves. Hi, Lynn. So we were so excited and beside ourselves because Rushton is known for their rubber faces, right? And so we always come across the side-eye Santas. Mm-hmm. The scary Santas, they're the plush with the rubber faces. Those are all Rushton. And we always make fun of them because they're side-eyed like, mm-hmm. And so, and they're scary. They're things.
Except for her, I really like her. I think she's cute.
She's cute. This is the Easter Bunny. Okay, so this is a Rushton Easter Bunny, and it's extremely rare. And I'm going to show you close. When I'm talking about the rubber face, you will see the rubber face here versus the outfit. Because if you hand me I don't care, any of them.
What?
Just one that doesn't have a rubber face. Yeah. Versus the material face, like you see here, the rubber face is much, and plus you can tell the older look. The rubber face is very, very identifiable for a Rushton, okay? And this is in remarkable condition. And we currently have it available in our eBay shop. But you can see she still has not only her bonnet, but the flowers that were incorporated in it right here for Easter, because, your Easter bonnet.
Right.
And everything. And then the cute little face.
Yeah, she's cute.
So the Rushton tag is right here. This is the Rushton Star Creation, the Rushton Company, Atlanta, Georgia. And you can see the tag right here. You see the tag there? How's that look on there?
Great.
The Rushton, and this is the Rushton Company, Atlanta. Oh, is it really the one on the floor? Oh, goodness. I didn't know that. It's right. Oh, yeah, it's rubber face. I'll show you that one too in a minute. So this is a very beautiful Rushton. And the Rushton, here we have the Rushton. Now, the one thing that I got to tell you about Rushton is Rushton has got mostly 90% of their stuff is going to be the rubber face. And as you can see, the dog that she's carrying right here is also a Rushton with the rubber face. And, but they do have a line without the rubber face. Those tend to be a lot more expensive. And, but this, I mean, we were so astounded. Here, let me have him, and I'll hold him closer. Now, he is not in the best of shape, but he's in good shape. His head's a little wonky.
Sherman.
Only because of time.
Right.
But Sherman's as you can see, the rubber face. And on here, these are all Rushton. And one of the things Rushton does is they do life-size dolls. And let me tell you, the life-size rabbit is enough to give you nightmares for the rest of your life.
Good freaking save, yeah. Jesus.
And it wasn't me this time.
Sherman and his heavy face.
So, Rushton. Let me tell you a little bit about Rushton. It's awkward.
It is very, and it's heavy in the front.
Yeah. Where did my paperwork go?
Oh.
I have this. Oh, it's behind it. Okay. So Rushton, okay, one of the most sought after pieces. Rushtons tend to be some of the most sought after collectible for vintage toys and collectibles because they're very difficult to come by.
Right.
And there wasn't a ton of them made. So when people are out shopping and they collect toys, when they see Rushtons, they usually pick them up because they're very like finding him again or even her again will be almost next to impossible, especially in that condition.
Yeah, she's very clean.
Yep, and you guys can go on and you guys can bid for her if you wanted to on our eBay store at MI Rummager and or Time Warp Vintage. Either one of those will bring it up, and I'll put the link to it on the page. What were you gonna say?
When we hit halfway, are we just merging over to taxidermy?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you have some. We're gonna go to that in a minute.
Sick.
So, no, we're gonna talk about these. This is important.
Okay.
Okay. So when it comes to Rushton, let me tell you, Rushton, 1917 to 1983. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So from 1917, of course, the older they are. Oh, okay. The older they are, the more expensive they'll be in the good condition. Japanese cute pastel plush pretties of the decade, and especially up to the 70s. So some of the best ones are from the 50s.
Sure.
She is probably from the 50s, if not 40s. And let me see, person of robot. So there's a monkey that looks awful too. If you come
it's
across
not him.
it,
He's scary.
No, there's a monkey Rushton that has a rubber face.
Oh gosh.
And then the ET Rushton.
Oh gosh.
They did an ET version, and it's even more frightening. It looks like something that, you know what it looks like? It looks like one of those aliens that pop
popped
out.
out.
Of your
Oh my
chest.
goodness.
Yeah. So, anyways, when you're out and about, two things you want to look for is stife. If they have the hole in the ear, or if you're in vintage antique stores, if they have hole in the ear, the button, the tag, or the necklace. Well, it's more of a tag. And then Rushtons, if it's older looking and it's got rubber face for a body, you're good to go.
Heck yeah.
And then, of course, there's advertising and stuff. And I know you're going to get to these two quick things. First of all, this is a great advertising piece.
Yeah, he's
okay.
good.
And if we go over, this is 1960s Kellogg's Stars cereal. And he's called Hillbilly Goat.
Stars was such a very plain cereal. If you're around my age, you probably only know it because there was an off-brand version of it. That's because I'm pretty sure Kellogg's discontinued it.
Isn't that
and then
cool?
The rights went away, and then another company bought it. But he was the mascot, and I think he's so cute. He's a little Billy Goat.
Because one of the best ways of advertising back then was this way.
Yeah.
Because if kids ate the cereal, kids would want the stuffed animal.
Exactly.
Now, this little guy here, we were going back and forth about who this was.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've never seen this guy before, you guys. But because I only know the drink from the rabbit. Mm-hmm. This is Nestle's. This is Nestle's.
Bunny.
Okay. And this is Little Hand's Chocolate Drink Maker. 1970. Isn't that great? I love these old ones that look
flat.
Crazy. And not only that, not just flat. Now, you're going to be talking about Japanese?
Yes.
Okay. So, this is a Japanese, because apparently some of the... Did you know that? And that one is too, I think. Maybe that one's not.
Taiwan.
That one's... Oh, that's Little Sambo. And so, I know. This is Foursome, made in Japan. And Forsum, and I'll show you. Isn't he cute? So this was made in 1963 by Japanese animation.
Oh.
And animations. So I'm thinking it's like Disney animation.
Sure.
So it's not like when you're getting into Sanyo.
Yeah.
Where that's Japanese animation.
Correct.
Whereas this is probably Japanese animations.
Sure. So it was on the show.
Right. But they did little tiny stuffed plush and I don't know if I'd call this stuffed or plush because it's hard.
It's still
But
plush.
of every animal in the zoo.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Isn't that amazing?
It's a great way to teach kids exactly like how
Yes.
you're talking about. If it's something that
So-
they can remember, they'll want to hold on to it.
Because we're time warp and we don't just sit in the past, we also talk about present and future. This one right here is going to talk about a couple of Sanyo, Japanese animation. What
Heck
else?
yeah. And I also have Powerpuff Girls, which is American culture, and then I also have Betty Boop as well, which is international
Ooh, she's
culture.
hitting pop culture.
I'm really excited for this. And then I have something really funny to show some of our viewers as well. Oh, I didn't know he makes some music. Does it play the whole song? It does.
Because it says eat more chicken.
That's amazing. Need that for Turkey Day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so first I want to talk about Neopets. And honestly,
love
a lot of people know who Neopets are. You and Steve might know who Neopets is. Neopets was a social media before social media became social, and it was a little game you could play on your phone or your computer, and you would get these little Neopets, and then you would take their codes, and then you would put them online. Neopets are not active right now. They were thinking about rebooting the website in 2025 and 6, but that's still in the near future.
So this is 2005. McDonald. That does not surprise me with you. So this is 2005, which is still. I mean, we're almost 2025, so it's almost vintage.
Yep.
This strikes me as like back with the Pokemon.
Yes,
A little bit.
I would put it with Pokemon and Webkins if you remember Webkins.
Yes, I do remember Webkins.
Neopets was a lot cooler because you got things like blue monkeys and red tigers, and it was a way to
green monkeys.
Yep, and it was a way to be social with your friends before you even got there. This is one of my favorites. You guys know I love Betty Boop. Her date is 2003, I think, on there.
Now you can find Betty Boop dolls like this all the way back to the 80s.
Yes, absolutely. She was just
not further.
She was just my favorite one that I found at the time because she's supposed to be a go-go dancer. I really like the Betty Boop dolls just because of the way that they configured them, and you guys will also see the similarities between that and do you know who made these?
Which ones? No, the companies probably did.
Because they're made similar.
They are made similar. This is by C, and which is a derivative of, I think, who makes Beanie Babies?
TY.
TY. I think this is a subsidiary of TY.
Because you'll see their faces are just printed on fabric, and then they're super flat. Her head isn't really flat, but you can tell they're made out of the same material, which I like. And then to almost wrap it up, we have one of my favorites.
What are these in here?
That's the really funny Powerpuff Girls we're going to talk about. She's 2000 on the dot. She's
vintage.
Yep. And what's really cool is the batteries in her still work, so she still makes noise, which I thought was really cool.
Really low.
Yeah, very low.
Where's
I'm even surprised it even still makes it.
I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear it. If you do, that's crazy. But check her out.
Powerpuff Girls took over American pop culture in the early 2000s with Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup, but they are also known internationally. People in Japan also love.
Does she hug something?
Yep, you can hug her on something, which I thought was really cool because that was
She's heavy-headed.
Yes, and that's a vintage thing. You'll notice when you get to newer pop culture stuffed animals, they put a lot of stuffing in their head and made their bodies really small.
Would that be Bratz oriented?
Bratz.
Because the Bratz had real big heads.
They had a big head. Yeah, you could kind of put that there too. This is also vintage on the dot as well because I believe this is 02.
Okay, let me tell you, I'm going to show you this right now, and this girl right here is a fanatic when it comes to these. So I will literally see her Facebook page, and she's like, I'm at this McDonald's, I'm at that McDonald's, just to pick up the toys. She does not eat fast food, but she's at McDonald's more than the workers are.
And this one is really near and dear to my heart.
Kitty.
Steve, if you happen to be by the screen, this is like the same exact plushie that I asked you to keep a lookout for. What makes her really unique is you can take her hood off.
What's Nakajami?
And underneath her hood, she has a full head with ears and a bow.
Well, it's a good thing it's not a cut-off head.
I know, right? Well, you'll notice, too, with cheaper ones that are now happening in the, like, later 2000s, they cheap out and they don't give her ears.
Oh,
they
I'm going to tell you, you must own this for Shark Week. Is it a shark?
She's an elephant.
Oh, she's an elephant. It looked like a shark from there. Doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Does that not look like a shark from there?
And obviously, you guys know how
she's an elephant. She's an elephant here. She's a shark here.
Oh, which is really cool. I totally forgot to add that correlation. One of the very first stuffed animals was an elephant.
Yes.
And we love that.
Do you
Okay.
want these?
Yes. And then to wrap up my pop culture moment, this is my favorite vintage item that I own. So when I was 2 years old, my mother bought me stuffed bubbles.
I have. Oh yes. Do you want me to hold them both?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you got this one when?
I got this brand new in the box when I was 2 years old, and you can tell she's been
So,
through some things.
2001.
Literally.
So these are the same, right?
Yep, they're the same exact thing, and I wanted
Did somebody play with her?
I wanted my adult brain to remember what she looked like, so I was able to get my hands on a brand new one. It wasn't in the box, which is fine, but it's the same stuffed animal, and that's what she looked like when I was 2 years old on Christmas.
So I got to tell you, I love that you have her. What do you do with her? Where do you keep her?
She just sits on my bed.
She just sits on your bed.
Yep.
So this is fantastic because it's totally something I would do. I mean, look at this. She was loved. Don't you love that?
And I'm
she
like,
was absolutely loved.
I'm like totally.
Is it a she?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm totally not ashamed. Like, I love this thing. It's been with me since day one.
She's actually safety pinned up.
Yes, because she had a big old flower where the hole was, and then the flower fell off, so then she got safety pins.
This has gotten you through some times.
Yes,
I'm assuming.
Well, still
So
right now.
How cool is that? So that's her. Hold her up, and then because you loved her so much that you went out and got a newer one.
I did. Yep.
But you kept that one, so now she's got twins. Look at this. Now this is what it looks like in its entirety, and that's what it looks like after it's been loved for 23 years.
Literally.
You know, and this is also by.
She's so raggedy.
Is it a Powerpuff?
It is a Powerpuff.
It's
girl.
a Powerpuff
Yep.
Cartoon Network. Yeah.
Which they're not even a thing anymore. They just closed their most recent studios.
See? Cartoon Network. So I love that. And this is what I like to see. Because even though this is you probably can't find these that often anymore.
No, and they're expensive.
You still held on to that, and it helped you get through times in your life when you needed it.
Heck yeah.
And so instead of just tossing it away when it was falling apart, you decided it's time for another one for the next 23 years.
Literally.
I love that.
And I just was so happy
does she
that
talk?
she has a power box in her. The batteries are so small.
Is that why Powerpuff is called Powerpuff? Do they all talk?
Yeah.
Oh, do they?
Yep, they do. But yeah, so there's a moment in pop culture with plushies.
Isn't that the coolest? I love it when that happens. So, I have a pillow from my father.
That you keep?
Mm-hmm. It's one of the few things I have left from him. And it was one of the few things that was left in the house afterwards, after our family decided to take a lot of it. And so that I used it so often, and now it's just sitting up on the shelf because I don't want to destroy it.
Destroy it, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not a stuffed animal, but anyways. So I wrote nothing down for oddities because I make them all.
Yeah.
So, and we're going into Christmas, and why oddities? I left all those up there. Wait, what's that person say?
It's David.
Oh.
He's telling everybody that I sleep with it every night, which is true. I do.
It is. Well, that's okay. That's what it's there for. So a lot of stuffed animals are frightening.
Yep.
Okay. And a lot of them people won't even look at.
Have you ever seen a fuggler?
No. I know what it stands for though.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're just
they actually name something that?
Yeah.
That's
and
hilarious.
they're just a weird stuffed animal with a toe-shaped head, but they have real teeth.
Like
not like real human teeth, but they look like real teeth, and it's very weird.
Keep them entertained for a second.
Okay, I have a couple of really cool did you knows, since we're talking about two of my favorite things that I for sure collect. So did you guys know that the word arctophil is a person who likes and collects plushes specifically?
Oh, I didn't know that.
And
so what if you had a phobia from them? Would you be
an arctophil?
An arctophobia.
Arctophobia.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And then
maybe it could be something completely different too.
To follow up to that is if you have 15 or more of the same / similar items, you are then considered a legal collector.
Oh, nice. Don't forget are real haired animals. These are from Fifth Avenue. This is mohair. We do have a mink as well, but they actually made, and you guys have seen this on our show before, they made them out of real hair. This is mohair. It's animal hair.
It says all new material, thoroughly sanitary, hand finished, do not immerse, and sponge clean.
Yeah, which is interesting to me because that wouldn't be because of the hair. That would be because of whatever it's inside of it.
For sure.
Because mohair, mink, stuff like that. I'm sorry, they run around in the rain.
People put them on their eyelashes.
Well, if they just get wet.
No, yeah.
Yeah, they just get wet. That's why I think it's funny when somebody comes in and they say, I have a fur coat and I don't know how to wash it. Well, does it say dry clean only? No. Okay, well then wash it.
Oh.
By hand.
I didn't think
in
of
water.
that, honestly.
Because the hair that's on it, it can get wet.
I guess I was mostly worried about the insert of the jacket.
That would be the only thing you have to look for. That's why I say it doesn't say dry clean only.
Sure.
Because you have to be careful on the lining.
So this is a really silly question. What is exactly is dry cleaning?
Well, dry cleaning is they do it using
Like
dry chemical.
Oh, okay. And
they clean it. It doesn't get submerged, anything like that. The last thing you want to do is take vintage clothes to dry cleaning because it's not.
Apart, right?
Oh my God. Some places won't even do it.
Yeah.
And good luck with suede. And if it's multiple suede, they won't even do it. It bleeds together.
Yeah, and even that, it's also like if you want to take the chance, I guess.
Right. And stuff like this with the mohair and the Rushkin, anything that's older, you want to be careful. These aren't toys that you're going to walk around with. Because this is stuff that is irreplaceable,
right? Or
will cost you an arm and a leg to replace.
Yeah.
So the vintage plush, the antique plush, stuff like that. That's stuff you just want to take home and set up on the shelf, and just dust it every once in a while. But it's not meant to be played with.
Yeah.
You know, that time in its life has passed.
Yes.
Look at vintage plush like you'd look at old people. Honestly, you know what I mean? Because, and when I say that, I mean they've had their time. And I don't mean that meanly, meaning you're not going to, like, I'm 53. I'm not going to go to a club every night. That was when I was in my 20s.
You still can.
No, yeah, but not be coherent afterwards. But, you know, in the 20s, I'd go every night.
Yeah.
I'd go, if I got drunk one night, big deal. You know what I mean?
You'd galley.
Now, when I'm 53 and I'm go out, it's every drink's another day. So think of your vintage and antique like that. So, you know, would you take this out? Would you take, you know, if you're going to take this down that's 80 years old, would you take your grandma to the club? No, probably not, right?
My grandma kind of cool. She might be okay. No, I'm joking.
As long as the club's from 5 to 7.
She would need to bring her, she would literally bring her walker and be like, "Can I sit down here?"
And I don't mean any negativity towards.
No, of course.
You know what I mean? But just like humans, you have your time for certain things.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And if you ask young kids, people in their 70s, probably it's time for them to step back.
You're hilarious.
Am I wrong? So anyways, let's talk about oddities, shall we? Did you have anything else?
For oddities?
No, I mean for...
Oh, no.
Okay. So we've moved on. And as you see here, we've got, like I said, we've got, for those of you who can see, we've got movie grade or top grade masks for Halloween. We've got the werewolf over here. We've got all different kinds, and I'm not even going to pretend to tell you what they're called.
This is my brother.
Was he in a basket? No.
When he looks like that, he should be.
So, check these out. These are like movie grade masks. Isn't that cool?
I can't remember what movie he's from.
I mean, those look like real lips. That's a trip.
Is that... No, it's not. I was trying to think. Is that the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean?
No, he had big... Oh, it might be.
Like big old tentacles, didn't he?
He had real big ones.
Yeah, he was like an octopi.
For those of you who can't... And then, of course, we have pop culture again.
Madonna.
When she gets the cease and desist letter... Because this is her next face.
Literally, yes.
So who can tell me what this is from? So, and we have a tricycle we can pull out of the back so we can run around.
I should have rolled out.
Oh my God! I'm going to take a picture of me with this mask on, sitting on a tricycle. What was his outfit?
He was just wearing a suit.
You know what? I'll just wear my jacket.
Yeah. Please do. That'll be so great.
And sit on a tricycle, and why not, right?
Really yourself up.
You know, pop culture. We've got the Jason and Michael over there. Not the mask, but the figures. And
we
then
should get Art the Clown mask. It would be Gucci.
I know, right? And then just like some fun ones as well, which are not necessarily oddities, but you know what? It goes with them. Ooh, she's putting it on. Ooh, no, I got a good one. Hold on. Keep them entertained for a second.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna keep them entertained by putting this mask on. Oh wow, it's actually like really form-fitting to your face. This is crazy. So, this mask is very well made. Jeez. Can't really imagine being in this all night. The ones that are even more vintage, Those are probably even more crazy. Probably can't even breathe out of those. Whoa. Well, here comes my partner. He's back. Oh, wow. That's very creepy and weird. Da, da, da. Oh, it's actually really spooky looking. Ah.
It's hard to breathe in this thing.
Yeah, same with this. It's not too bad.
This is crazy.
What year is that?
I am not sure, to be honest with you. But isn't that crazy?
These are crazy, yeah.
Look at this thing. Love it. So you can be a crazy football. Anyways, but let's move on a little bit.
Yep.
We'll set this over here.
Oops.
And we're going to talk about this stuff here. So as you can see, I have some stuff here. Now we have the death moth. We have some of the steel morpho butterflies. We make these here, and I'm going to go close up. This is part of our oddities. These are great gifts. They're great decorations for Halloween.
Or for every day.
Or for every day. I have it backwards. You're wondering why it's steel blue. And so we make these ourselves. Everything is ethically ordered and ethically completed. We do all sorts of these. Now this is the death moth, the world famous death moth. Huh? Yes, put the lotion on the skin. This is, if you look closely, I know, isn't it beautiful? If you look closely, you can see the skull on the back of his head right there. And what this is this is the same moth that you see on Silence of the Lambs. They make it look big because it's across Jodie Foster's face, but this is the size of it. And it does have the natural effect of the skeleton, of the skull on the back of his head. These can run a little expensive, as you see. This one's $95.
Very cute, though.
They are really cute. And then, of course, we have your scorpions.
Nice.
You know, isn't that cool? Just plain scorpions. These are nice to scare people with. Stuff like that. And we, like I said, we make these all here. We do them all ourselves. Then behind, like, for instance, behind her here, we do these art pieces. And this one Nikki did. And as you can see, it's got scorpions in it. Sometimes they'll have crosses in them. Tarot cards. Stuff like that.
Do you know what's very ironic?
What's that?
That the ancient Egyptians also started taxidermy as well.
Yes, they did.
And did you know that the word taxidermy has two meanings? So the word taxi means arrangement, and dermis, which actually is dermy, is skin.
Mm-hmm. Like, for instance, here we have an old picture, tinfoil picture that was falling apart, and we recreated it using beautiful butterflies, natural materials, stuff like that. You'll see some bones in there. You'll see Valentine's Day card, different mediums. Embellishments to help bring it out. This is all a part of using everyday nature to make something gorgeous. 100%. Right? We do these here. Get off there. Get off there, lady.
Got Chewy in here.
Yeah, so we have some gorgeous ones. Then,
like this. This is a bullfrog.
Yep.
Leopard frog.
No bull. I'm going to get to those in a second. This right here is we do these art, again, we have a tarot card in there, and Nikki did this one as well. We have a bat hanging. We have a rosary on a skeleton hand, and then just a few little fun stuff on the inside. These are great. We go through this stuff like crazy. Isn't that cool?
I'm obsessed.
I made a ton of those. That's the only one I have left.
This
Show it.
is a mortician's dream. It is a glitterified snow globe squid.
Yep.
And I love it. The forbidden fruit snack.
So I made that one, and one of the things I want to tell you about all of our wet specimens that we have here, again, every creature you see here is all ethically sourced. It's not leaking either.
No, yeah, I love it.
Is all ethically sourced. A lot of our organs, our animal organs, our snakes, our are different things. They all come from the same place that science teachers get them. So you don't have to worry about hurting eyeballs.
Sheep eyeballs.
And what we do is all of our wet specimens are done with isopropyl alcohol and water. And any type of formaldehyde or formalin is done behind the scenes. I do those back behind the scenes because vintage wet specimens will have formaldehyde in them. The bad thing about formaldehyde is that if you drop that in your house and it shatters, you might as well move out of your house because that smell will not go away. It will literally smell like an embalming room.
Is it weird that I think it smells good? Like when I get my bugs and stuff?
No, some people do.
It smells good.
But I made this, and I made an entire line of these. These are snow globes with the animals like she was telling you about them. And this is my last one. I've got more coming in. But we use squid, octopus, starfish, stuff like that.
We've got some extra brains in case if anyone's lacking any.
Yep. We do specialty ones.
Ooh, this one's weird. It's attached to an eyeball still.
Yep.
Yum. Look at that.
Then we use specialty bottles.
Yeah, that one's really cool.
This is monkey head vodka. This was monkey head vodka. As you can see, it's in monkey head vodka container. Isopropyl alcohol. And it's got 2 garden snakes in it. 2 standard garden snakes that give it the look of, well, it's snakes.
WTF-ness.
Yeah, absolutely. But the snout on the monkey is clear, so you can actually see their mouths open and stuff, which is pretty cool. This stuff flies out the door, you guys. It literally does.
I love it.
Yes.
I love taxidermy. It's been a huge part of my life, and it really shows me different ways of how I can honor and respect an animal, and I think that was also the main end goal for them as well.
I can't pick any of those up. They're too big.
Yeah.
To show
Herman's too big.
He is. So we have taxidermy throughout this whole thing. We've got bones. We've got all sorts of stuff. Great for, if you have something going on at home. Hold on.
Like a dispute that you need solved, you can just come here and get a pair of ram horns.
That, or let's say you want to do some sort of a, look at these. Can you imagine? Look at that.
Oh, I look pretty cool. I wish I had some horns. That's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Imagine.
I know. I've had people come in and get horns like that and make hats out, or make a headpiece out of them for Halloween.
They're not too heavy either. I think I can manage like
stuff
this.
like that. But I'm going to tell you, we do bones, right? These are all bones. They're all deer, fox, and muskrat bones. But these are good. So I had somebody come in and buy some bones, and I'm like, "What are you doing with the bones?" And they're like, "Well, we're burying them in the yard and having the kids excavate."
That's amazing.
So they're using them for a teaching tool.
That's amazing. Honestly, that's such a good idea.
What I mean? So it's a lot of fun for that. People use the bones to make art, like we do.
Freaking weapons.
I know. Plus, I'm going to tell you, these work really well if you have to ring display.
Yeah, like vertebrae.
Vertebrae work really well if you have to display like a ring or something, because you can easily. Can I have one of your rings?
Yeah.
You can easily. You see the vertebrae here?
Here you go.
Thank you. You see the vertebrae here? Now, one thing I've learned with these is you can find the right size, but rings sit right in them.
Oh, I need that.
Rings sit right in them. So if you do displays or shows.
That's such a good idea.
So let me tell you what made me think of that.
I will be 100% be using that now.
So we used to sponsor the Beyond Thunderdome at the Tangent, right? And we would go down there and we would set up an entire booth and we would sell oddities. And so one day I'm sitting there going, and I had all the rings out and stuff, and I'm like, you know what? And I grabbed all of these and I displayed all the rings
Yeah.
on these.
I'm gonna need a few of those.
And do you know how many people wanted these?
That, yeah.
Not even the ring. They
Just
wanted
that.
these. And I'm like, oh my God, you
Buy
can
'em
order
both.
these. Right. But these make great ring displays. They make great, like, if you have something else that might fit in there.
Yeah, like a bangle.
Think outside of the box, you guys. Because some of these vertebrae can be large enough to hold a bangle.
Of course.
You know, and then you could get something like a vertebrae, and then you can easily put in...
To display a necklace?
Yes. These will sit in like so. Oh, that one broke. But these will sit in and hold themselves, and you can do it.
So brittle.
And you can do a necklace from
Looks
it.
like a banana holder.
I know.
I love
but
it.
It will hold it nicely.
I think it looks cool.
So we did an entire jewelry display using nothing but bones.
Yeah, it's super
to display
cool.
the jewelry. It was fantastic. That is why we have oddities. Some of the other stuff that I have out are the really cool bottles.
Oh, yeah.
The really cool apothecary bottles. Well, thank you, Cody.
I know Cody's been chatting all night.
These apothecary bottles are great for, especially for Halloween decor. You can put colored water in them.
Where did this come
You can
from?
do, oh, I said it there. You can do like black, orange, different red, make it look like blood
Ooh,
inside,
yeah.
something to that effect. And you can easily just fill them up and set them around the house when you're having a party, and people are going to think they're cool.
Yeah.
You know,
Gives
maybe you fill it full of bones.
Oh, that'd be... Or teeth.
You know, like for instance, one of the things that I made, we came across all these pill capsules, right? We put them all in the lid.
Love it.
All in the lid.
Yeah.
So it took a plain bottle, and now you have all these pill capsules.
You spiced it up.
I spiced it up. You put all the pill capsules in the lid because they have that. These are just empty capsules. And then you have color and something crazy. People will be like, what is that?
Give me one.
You know what I mean? I'm like, they're Quaaludes. Why do you think they disappeared in the 80s?
Right. Why do you think they're all these fun colors?
Right. And then, of course, what else do we have over here? I don't know why I want to show everything.
LOL. I wish we could show you guys the big boars that we got in. I love them. I just wish
They're
I could.
online. They can look.
I wish I could bring one of them home. I just don't know where they would go. My cats would probably hate it.
All right, I got to show this because this beetle board is fantastic. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, super cute.
Mm-hmm. So this is a beetle board, and Nikki made this one. Look at all the different color beetles. Isn't that fantastic? So these are all Cleopatra beetles. I couldn't think of the word for a minute. They're all Cleopatra beetles because of the coloring that's on them. And these are all natural. None of them has been colored. But isn't that the coolest thing? I love to take these old, like this. We found this at a garage sale somewhere.
Heck yeah.
And it was one, and you know what was in here? Keys.
Oh, lame.
There were keys. So she took out the keys. She put these little buttons in there and stuck the beetles on them and made a beetle button board.
I love it.
A button beetle board.
Used to be.
So as you can see, we aren't your typical antique store.
Heck no, we ain't.
We are vintage, antique, oddity, whatever the hell
You want us
is
to be.
fantastic.
Right.
You know, because we have all sorts of stuff from the this is Brutus from Popeye. So we have Popeye.
And we have Sylvester in a farmer's
Sylvester
costume.
in a peace outfit.
Oh, he's a hippie.
He's a hippie. We've got Tweety Bird. Who's this? Little Rugrat?
Tommy.
Tommy the Rugrat. Then we have this. And this is pretty cool here because this is an old one.
He's not daffy.
Doesn't he look old?
Oh, he's firm.
Yeah, he's firm. Isn't that cool? So, I mean, you could come here and you could find something you don't even think you're looking for.
Right, that happens all the time, especially
Yeah.
earlier. Somebody was like, I have to leave before I
Look
buy
at
too many
this.
things.
Who is that?
WWE. That's the Undertaker.
So this one is the Undertaker, and we have other ones in there. This one is a plush Undertaker.
He's like,
Isn't that fantastic?
WWE.
We look for just cool, fun, fantastic stuff.
Stuff that usually people would go, wow, I haven't seen that in a long time.
Absolutely. Oh, look at that.
I hate the material that's inside of him.
What do you mean? What's inside of them?
Like, you hear that? It's like weird, like foam paper.
I can, if I can get them off.
Oops.
Look at that. There's a little bit of everything in here.
This kind of looks like the Harley Quinn bear, like these two colors right here.
Yeah, it does a little bit, doesn't it? So and there's who's that? That's
Who are we pointing at?
in the cage.
Shrek.
And then there's Shrek in there.
We have Shrek. Cool. We're a part of his swamp now. But overall, we have a pretty large, decent selection of vintage and mid-vintage plush. Because in the front, we have all of the Nightmare Before Christmas characters except for Zero. He went home today.
Yeah, he went home with somebody today.
And, yeah. We hope you guys enjoyed this Time Warp Tuesday. Oh, did you have anything else to add on that?
Well, I'll be doing some clips from Erebus when I'm there.
Yeah.
I don't think we can do anything from Friday night. They probably won't let us do anything. If we get a chance to we're going to a Q&A for Damien Leone and Howard Thornton from Terrifier 3. And if we can get a talk with them, if we can talk to them somehow, we will do it. But I can't guarantee that.
I'm just going to try to win them over with my heart.
But on Sunday, I'm going to Erebus, and I will take some pictures and stuff like that. As for the show, we're doing
Halloween again.
We're doing Halloween next week.
Yep.
Because it is the Tuesday before Halloween, which is Thursday.
Correct. The moon.
So remember, if you haven't finished buying all your Halloween stuff, come in and get it. But I'm going to tell you, we cleaned out our storage unit, so I started lining up the trees.
So many goodies in the works.
Jason, do you have any frog stuff? Oh, yes, I do. I have frog figurines. We have frog...
Water planters.
We have probably frog pictures somewhere. We have frogs in a jar.
Yep, we have frogs in a jar. Wet frogs in a jar.
Showing all their naughty.
LOL. He's got his legs wide open.
Showing all its naughty. But we do have frog stuff, but we have a whole bunch of these. And then just stuff you need to come in and take a look. Animatronics. But we still have a ton of Halloween goods, so come in and take a look at them.
I know everyone was so excited for it. Now we don't see nobody.
Well, it was so nice this weekend, too.
Yeah, that's very, very true.
Catch us on Caffeinated Conversations. Catch me on Caffeinated Conversations. She'll be on again soon, I'm sure. And Steve Shipp from Mythos.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
And then all the other people who are going to be on there Monday.
He's super cool.
I don't have anything planned because we're going into the holidays. I try not to plan a lot of outside stuff.
Right.
Due to the fact of... this Sunday is the memorial.
Oh, the pet memorial.
Yep, that's this Sunday. And you can go on our Facebook or Instagram. I think we have it on the website too. Or the website and see when and where and how to get in. Gosh, I don't know.
I think that's it.
We're going into Christmas. I'm excited because we went through our trees yesterday, and I have 21 trees.
Wow.
21. Some of them are small. Some of them are huge. I will post when we're going to put up the peacock tree, the 10-foot peacock tree, because I know there's a few people who like to come in and watch. Strange, but they do. We have a few cool trees coming and some great surprises because Steve did some crazy shopping over the summer and found some really cool kitschy Christmas stuff from the 50s and 60s that you guys are going to die for.
And I just can't wait to see everyone's reaction on
it. I know. Because the store transforms.
Yeah, it does.
And people think I'm kidding.
No, it's like a winter wonderland.
I mean, it's a lot of work.
I'm putting up trees.
I'm literally covered in glitter by the time we're done.
Isn't that everyone's dream, though? To be covered in glitter?
But I'm excited. Steve and I are going to New York.
Woohoo!
We're going to New York in December for a few days for Steve's birthday because his birthday is on Veterans Day. And we're going to go to the TWA.
Nice.
The TWA Hotel.
Ooh.
The Mid-Century Modern by Saarinen. And then play around in the city with my sister.
Nice.
And take Steve to a really cool speakeasy.
Oh.
Where you get text. They send you a text of the password.
That's
you
lit.
get to the door. You have to give them the password. They take you through the kitchen to another door.
Lit.
And then you go in. And I think Steve will love that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So we are going to hit New York in the first week of December, first or second week of December. Don't give the date. That like out for everybody. In the beginning of December, because in case something changes.
Sure.
Meaning time. We're going to New York, but yeah, there's a few fun things. What about you and David?
Really just the hustle and bustle of Christmas, trying to get all my Christmas shopping done early before all the good stuff
Also,
is gone.
aren't you planning a friend's
I am. I have a Friendsgiving going on the Sunday before Thanksgiving, and I'm really excited for that because it's all going to be vintage themed. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm bringing out my good old crystal punch serving bowl like I do every year. And then we're going to the Q&A on Friday, and then we're going to Boston next year.
Oh yeah.
So that's it.
I just found out you're going to Boston.
Yeah.
She goes, I'm going to go for a few days. I'm like, have you been to Boston before? She's like, no. And I'm like, you do realize you're about a half hour away from Salem,
and
don't
I'm like,
you?
oh, okay, say
and
less.
I said, so you might want to go for a little bit longer.
Yep, took this 2-day trip, made a 4 or 5-day trip for sure, easily.
You can't go to Boston without going to Salem.
Of course, I'm going to come back a witch, duh.
I went a witch. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, give him the spiel.
Well, we hope you like this Time Warp Tuesday just as much as we did, and we can't wait to see you guys next week. But until then, make sure you guys like, comment, follow, and subscribe on all social platforms. You can rewatch this video as many times as you'd like as soon as we end. And
oh, by the way, you can go right onto Amazon Prime under Creator Contact and watch us.
Boom!
Yep.
And on that note, that is a mic drop.
Yep.
We will see you guys next week, and hopefully you guys are streaming on Amazon.
Bye.
Bye.